and welcome back to the Waxman Podcast. I'm Eureka Waxman.
And I am Josh Waxman. And today we're going to get into something that most financial professionals don't want to talk about, which is your level of consciousness in regards to money and your relationship with money. A lot of times we don't really talk about these things because we just want to get into the numbers, and most financial professionals just want to sell products and services. But this is really why I do what I do, which is the inner game of it all.
Yes, and this episode is for entrepreneurs, real estate professionals, and families out there who feel like they're doing everything right, but still feels hard. So it's time to shift that and start from the inside out.
Absolutely. Well, talking about that, we know that money is all just energy, and money is all about how we feel about ourselves, how our ability to ask, deserve, and receive money. You want to share a little bit? I know you're reading a good book right now about, what's it called?
You are a badass at making money.
Cool. So what are some of the things between growing up, talking to Jeff, talking to me, reading that book, being around high-level thinkers? How's consciousness related to money?
So it's related in, first, I'll say with how you talk to yourself about money, right? Before I met you, before I met Jeff, I used to think like...
Before me.
Yeah, before you. Before, I used to reject money. I'd be like, somebody would try to give me money and I'm like, no, I'm good, I don't need it. But now, and after reading the book as well, it's like you have to be open to receiving the abundance of money that comes to you, because if not, you're stopping the flow. So that's one. And number two is when you grow up in a Hispanic household, so I don't know if it's for most, but the way I grew up is like, money's not everything, or money's the root of all evil, or money doesn't grow on trees, stuff like that. But in reality, money's all around, and money is what pays for our trips and stuff, my clothes and shoes and all of that. So yes, it does 100%. Make me happy. So what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because I heard the same things at home too. It's like money doesn't buy happiness. Mom used to always say like, I'd rather be poor and happy than rich and sad. Right? Like I just said this to the guy on the plane last night. I said, why can't you just be rich and happy? Right? Like, why can't you be both? Why can't you be it all? And I mean, it definitely happens more in Hispanic and African American households. However, it also happens all over with every household, because most people have negative thoughts about money. Mm-hmm. And even if we grow up in a successful household where my dad owned businesses and we saw more positive things about money, we also had a very, excuse my French, fucked up relationship with money, especially after my parents got divorced. It was all they fought about all the time. And so, you grow up in different situations and it's just going to be something that people struggle with. I mean, both of our families are in business. Both of our families we love them very much, but also have addictive tendencies. And both of them probably don't speak well or understand money well, really. I mean, what was it like for you growing up?
Well, my parents used to love going out and spending all the money they would get. They would act like they were, we didn't grow up poor either. We'd get everything we wanted. We'd get all the toys and the nice little birthday parties. However, it's like when I grew up, now I start to see like, wait, where's all the money? Why do other kids have more than I do? Why there's actually nicer things than what we do, what we have. So there's just little things like that. And growing up with both of them, and then they later on got divorced, they could fight about money as well. And it's just something that a lot of people have insecurities about when it comes to money, accepting that money does make you happy. And it's something that now I want to teach others, especially women, about being open to accepting, because if you have a poor relationship with money, then you're going to have a poor relationship with love and your relationships and your families and all of that. So it all starts from inside out. And with my family, all I can do is hopefully inspire and be an influence and show them that money can change their future and look at it a different way.
How do you think, or why or how do you think that money and your relationship with money and your relationship with love have to do with each other?
Well, it starts with being open and aware of what comes to you and not pushing it away, right? So it's just about, for me, love came first, right? I met you, and then I saw the possibilities of what else I have been away from. Like before I met you, it was just a tough rock bottom point. But now
Make sure
it's
you cut this part as a reel. Go ahead.
But let's turn this back to you. So,
Come on, I was enjoying that.
anyways, how do you feel like we both grew up in two different households, right? But we both heard different things at the dinner table. How do you think you can give somebody advice that is currently growing up with hearing negative advice or tips about money
Yeah, I
in
mean,
their house?
it's I'm just because I'm consciously thinking. Even what just happened was you were giving me a compliment and I made a joke about it, which is something I've been working on with Jeff. Is that I wasn't receiving the compliment. Even though it was funny and whatever, I just subconsciously rejected your compliment. So instead of saying thank you so much, I'm super grateful for you and I love you so much too, I made a joke about it, cut you off, and then I wasn't able to receive that compliment. And this is something that I'm learning about my own self too. And it happens a lot because we're uncomfortable with receiving, and I've learned that receiving has to do with how you deserve things, and not deserve things in an entitled way, like I deserve this and I deserve blah 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 blah. Like that happens too. But like I'm talking about like deserving happiness, deserving gratitude, deserving love, deserving money.
Right, like knowing your worth and
Yeah.
knowing that you do deserve this.
But I also think that in the world today of racial and sexual stuff, identity stuff that's been going on in the last 5 years, I also think that has taken it a little bit too far, personally. Like, I'm a woman and I know my worth and da-da-da-da, and that also happens on the flip side with different races. And I think that we all, as a human race, because that's what we are, I don't care whether you're a man, female, black, white, whatever, we all, as humans, we all have to improve our dialogue with money and our dialogue with ourselves, because I don't care where you come from. It's interesting, like, my perception of, like, if you took our families and just watched them, it would appear that they're different, but we know they were very, very similar. So even though I grew up going on vacations and going to sports games and doing things that other kids couldn't do, I still felt the same things you felt about money. I still looked at other families and be like, wow, they had such bigger houses, or they had more vacations, or they had more presents, or they had bigger stuff. So it's all relative, like, and there's always just more and more and more and more and more. And then there's always less and less and less and less and less, you know? And so it's interesting, but I also heard money doesn't grow on trees and money doesn't buy happiness and money doesn't do those things, but I also was taught that money allows you to live a good life too.
Yeah.
And it's almost the same way that I had with love. It's almost like a messed up relationship. It's like a love-hate relationship. It's like, it's like a toxic relationship with money. You like love it, you're infatuated by it, but then you also like reject it with girls, guys, and money.
Yeah. It's funny how you said the comment about our society. A lot of people are like, women empowerment, or what did you say? Something about like women can live on their own, or
know my worth.
Know your worth. Yeah.
I know my worth.
I actually think like that. I'm like, I don't need a man. I'll be single forever.
That's fine.
I'll be single forever.
Fine.
Like I can make
You
my
can
own
move back
money.
to Alvin, Texas.
That's what I was thinking before you. Like I was about to be 30. I was like, I'll be single and I'll just be a hot mom when I get older. So that's what I was thinking. Like I really
You're still
did
gonna
think
be a hot mom.
women can. I will be. Women can think and be independently, and still there's a lot of women out there. But I will say that when it's meant to be, you're gonna find the right person. Like I found you, and then everything changes. And then I had to make that shift from doing it all by myself to now being a business owner with my husband. So that was a big shift. But
Yes.
that is a good point there. And what next?
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, let's stay on this part right here about money flows where confidence grows, because it is true. When you start acting like someone who trusts money, who knows how to hold it, manage it, and multiply it, money responds to that energy. Money flows where confidence goes, and I always literally say money flows to me easily and effortlessly.
Oh, yeah.
The other day, 2 days ago, remember I sent you a picture. I seriously was. We were. It was payroll day. I was stressed out, right? And I was like, this is a last big payroll like going on, and we were just waiting like, Monday. Now it's Monday, and we got a good paycheck this morning. But it was Friday, and it was like we just got through that situation. And I was just standing there at the line, ready to walk in. Like, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Money flows to me. I was literally whispering it out loud because I believe your words have law.
Me too.
If I say it in my head, I don't think it has so much power because we talk so much bullshit in our head that it has a lot less meaning than like when you vocalize something. So I was just like, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Money flows to me easily.
She says that in her book too.
Oh, yeah?
Exactly like that. And
Yeah.
how picking up a dime and a quarter when you see that.
Yeah.
Most people just walk past it and don't pick it up, or
Yeah.
they don't see it because they're not open to it.
Correct. And so I said that when I was walking on the plane, and then literally the first guy, first seat, says, "Oh, I like your shirt." And it said "Banks suck." And then he ended up following me on Instagram. We had a conversation. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow.
Nice.
And then the lady behind me, same situation. And I used to say that a lot when I was walking around the streets in North Philadelphia. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly, and it did. And it doesn't flow to people who stress over every dollar. It's actually interesting. It's like it's the same as like being with a guy or a girl. Like, you are repelling it, or right? Is that the right word? Repelling,
Pushing it away.
pushing it away, repelling it when you actually want it so bad. And so I see that happen a lot with sales. What's your experience with sales and money? With people, just from being a leader, from watching The Office, not the show The Office, our office. But what's your experience when you see somebody that's so desperate for money, or they have commission breath, as we call it? How does that commission breath, that desperation, that like, I need to make money right now because my rent is due tomorrow, how does that have the adverse effect of what they actually want to happen?
So I think when they have that mentality, they actually are pushing it away because they're not thinking of the client or the prospect's needs or the service that can give them, right? Because when you give service to a lot of people, there's karma, good karma that comes back to you. So when you have that commission breath, it's just not going to work out because that's what karma is, or God knows what he's doing. But it's all about knowing what's best for the client as well.
Yeah, 100%. And when you talk about that, I know that a lot of the times we talk about taking control of your money and being financially free. What are some things that are out there? I mean, of course, what we do is one of those things, but what are some ways that people can actually align consciousness and money together?
So the way that we were just speaking about money, number one, speaking out loud, money flows to me easily and effortlessly. That's number one. And then consciousness, just being aware of how other people talk about money and hearing their thoughts, and you looking at or thinking about it. Wow, I used to think that way, or wow, I used to say that. But that's you now being more conscious and aware of how others speak about money, because that's how everybody's conditioned to speak and grew up around.
The dude that sat next to me on the plane last night, he was a veteran and he just retired, and we were just talking business because I was wearing the Beer on Bank shirt. Side note, I have not showered or changed since the flight.
Don't leave that in the video. Please cut that out.
I came straight from the flight. What do you want from me? But he said, when are you going to be done? Like, he meant like, when is too much? When's enough? Essentially.
Like
I was
retired?
Yeah. Like I said, never. So that's not what God made me for. Yeah. I mean, why you were doing real estate before? I was doing loans before. I've invested in stocks. We both invested in crypto. What is the reason that you feel like what we do is actually aligned with what we're talking about?
With what we do. So infinite banking, yeah, it aligns because, again, a lot of people need money education, which we don't get in schools. People like myself didn't grow up with knowing this strategy the wealthy have been using for over 100 years. And more people need to hear about it, especially people our age, the younger generations, know that there's another way besides depending on the government, another way besides leaving your money in the bank, another way besides putting your money in the market. Yeah. There's other ways, and most people don't know. That's why I fell in love with it and why we're here, teaching it and building the mission.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I think that we're aligned in it, but we also have complementing thought processes, because a lot of the reason that I'm so into it is because of like F the government, F the system, and it's about us having freedom and control over our money, which is also like you have to be a good steward of your money. You have to actually watch your money, which most people do the opposite. Most people are like, oh my God, I just have money over here and over here and over here and over here, and I don't know where my money is. Ha ha ha. Like I experienced that so many times on a call. I
was
swear.
that way too.
Yeah,
Especially as a
now you're
realtor.
here.
And
Yeah.
because you just get commission, especially as bartending too, because you just get quick cash.
Yeah.
The next day you can make it again.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes my little sister might have just like, oh, I just found like $20 in this purse, and like, oh, there was $50 over here, and like there's just money in different places.
At least money's flowing to her.
Money is flowing. At the same time, it's like it's the same with different things. I mean, my money's organized in row in denomination order, facing the same way in my wallet. There's no money anywhere else beside of my wallet. And that's just the way that I operate. But it's also, for me, infinite banking is a way for us to get back to like sound money without having to start a revolution, which one day maybe will happen. But for now, it's just being able to privatize the banking system and have that control at the you and me level without having to have a national bill or order be passed, a fraternal order federal
So
order.
like, I have some people that are like scared of trusting the government or putting money in the stock market. What would you tell them? Or have actually money underneath the mattress?
Sure. Well, first off, money underneath the mattress is just losing. So even though you might be against the government and you think you don't want to put it in the bank because of the bank, what you're actually doing is you're helping the bank and the government because you are putting your money, you're not putting your money to work, which means that the purchasing power is going down. And so therefore, you're actually a part of the problem. So you got to make your money work for you. But if you put it into Wall Street and give it to the pirates of Manhattan, then they're going to go use it to do whatever they do. If you put it in the banks, they're going to go lend it out. If you put it into real estate, that's a good deal. You just got to wait a little bit and it's not liquid. If you put it in bonds, that's cool, but it's just going to be really, 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 really slow. Mm-hmm. And if you put it into a high yield savings account, you have to pay taxes on your growth. There's not many places out there that you have complete and total liquidity. And so instead of taking money and putting under the mattress, you can take your money, put it into a policy, and borrow against it, and then put it under the mattress. And the purpose of that would be that you actually have cash that's growing over here while you feel safe, essentially. Yeah.
Right. And so for some that aren't really aware, what does it mean to have, let's say, $100 10 years ago compared to now? What's the difference in that?
10 years ago, it's been about 25% devalued, but 100 years ago, it's gone down 98%. That means that the value of a dollar is the same. This is something I learned. A lot of people talk about this, is that the value of a dollar, the value of like this $100 bill is still a $100 bill. Mm-hmm. I mean, this was printed in 2017, but let's just pretend it was in, what's today, 2025, so let's say it was 1925. Mm-hmm. It would still say $100 on it. The difference is that this $100 that was printed then would buy almost 100 times more than it could buy today.
Like a month's worth of groceries?
Yeah.
Probably more?
Yeah,
now
more than
we
a
can
month's
barely
worth of
buy
groceries.
a
Well,
week.
100 times more if you add 2 zeros is $10,000. So it's almost like $100, and $100 100 years ago would buy $10,000 worth of stuff today.
Stuff as in?
Like, what's $10,000 today? By 10, well, they didn't have MacBooks, but a cheap car is $10,000. I mean, I'm trying to think of things that are not technological.
That's what I'm thinking, groceries, because obviously
Sure.
groceries you can tell.
Well, $10,000 at groceries, you must have a really
That's
big
okay.
family.
I know that is that feeds a lot. But I'm
No.
saying like now we go to the grocery and we
Yeah.
spend $100 for a week on,
Yeah.
and we don't really buy that much.
Well, let's say rent is like $2,000 across the country, $2,500. That's like 4 months of rent. So like $100 could buy you 4 months of rent 100 years ago.
There you go.
Yeah, something like that.
And today,
And today, $100 does not buy you any rent at all whatsoever. Yeah, I don't even think it could buy you a box if you're homeless. But You know, I mean,
Yeah.
awareness is super important as the first step of what you're talking about, just being conscious of money. And so one of the things I like to do is write down, you know, your beliefs about money, write down how you feel about money, write down who you learned the beliefs from, and then write down what those people do for a living and how much money they have. Like, are the beliefs that you have about money grounded in truth, or are they just what you heard? Because you're going to hear different things from different people, and you got to make sure that the information that's going into your brain and into your consciousness is valid. And there's a philosopher, I don't know if you know this, but there's this philosopher, Rene Descartes. You ever heard of him? Took philosophy class in college, and he talked about there's only really one truth, is that, I forget what it says exactly, is that, like, we all are, what's he say? I'm going to find it right now. Rene Descartes, quote, I think, therefore I am. I think, therefore I am. Which means that all that you are is consciousness. Consciousness is all that you are. And so every other thought that you have is not accurate. It's just your own opinion on things.
Right.
And so you got to have an awareness of that.
The podcast last night I was listening to, she was talking about David Hawkins' scale map of consciousness, and how so many people live below
200.
Right. And it goes up to 700? 750? Right?
It goes up to 1,000, but 700
But
is
most
like
people
where
live
enlightenment starts.
200
Below. Yeah.
And that's where people have fear about money or anxiety.
Yeah.
Let's just say, for example, about money and thoughts, and they can't get out of that, right?
Yes.
And then when you step into courage, now you go up.
Correct.
But that could be an example of somebody stepping into courage with trusting us and trusting that this is the right financial choice for their future.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people think that people are out there to get them, type of thing, which is why you have to have a new identity when it comes to money. You have to start reconnecting the neurons that wire and fire together, reconnecting the thoughts that you have with money, and start studying the right people about the right things. I always used to use this example when I was in high school in network marketing. It's like, if you want to be good at basketball, follow Michael Jordan. If you be good at golf or soccer, follow David Beckham. You want to be good at golf, follow Tiger Woods. But just because you would follow Tiger Woods for golf doesn't mean you should follow him if you're looking for relationship advice too. Right? So same thing happens with your family. Your mom might be the best mom, your dad might be the best dad, or your friend down the street, whatever.
Yeah.
But like, unless they're living the life that you want to live, probably shouldn't listen to that person. Because if you say what people say and you do what they do, you're going to get what they have. And so you got to really start changing the way that you think and start identifying yourself with other people and align yourself with the type of people that you want to align with.
Right. We've actually seen a lot of clients change their life just by starting a policy. We had a client text us this weekend that we changed her life.
I know. I cried.
Just by doing this.
I didn't actually
Yeah.
cry, but I know.
It touched you.
It did touch me. Sorry. Hey, we gotta have fun when we're doing these, right?
She's gonna watch this.
What?
She's gonna watch.
Oh, well, she knows I didn't cry. You're crying.
Okay. Anyways, so.
Love you, Randy.
All right. So 3 steps to begin.
I just did that.
All right.
So, if this resonated with you and you're ready to make a conscious relationship with your money, let's talk.
Start a policy with us and trust us, and start your roadmap to infinite banking.
Yeah, we help entrepreneurs and families shift their financial story all the time and just change the way that they think about money. And one of the major things that you can do is learn to rethink your thinking and just be open-minded to changing the way you think about money. I had to change everything that I thought about money in order to do what we do. And so this might be your situation to actually just be open-minded about whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be what we talk about together. It doesn't have to be what you do. It's just about having an open mind to hear everything out. I just finished a book called The Bitcoin Standard. That doesn't mean I went out and bought Bitcoin. You can go learn something and read Becoming Your Own Banker. You could read the book Becoming Your Own Banker without having to do it. Here's a book all about stocks. Doesn't mean I invest in stocks. So you can learn about something and be open-minded about something doesn't mean you have to do something.
Right. And
But
same for my
you wanna
ladies
do
and
something
women
like
out
that.
there who want to learn about money, because I've learned a lot from Josh, but I want to learn deeper about money, I definitely suggest that book because it's opened up my eyes. It made me think so much differently about money, more than just from hearing it from you. So I definitely recommend that book, You Are a Badass at Making Money. It's a green book and it's a great book. I'm actually finishing it right now. But if you thought this was amazing and you really liked our show, stay tuned for the next one coming up next week, and tag us on Instagram and be ready to become your own bank.
Be your own banker. Oh wait, this says bank. Be your own banker. Yeah, they messed it up on this print, but it's okay. It's supposed to be the banker.
Thank you for tuning in on The Waxman
The Waxman
Show.
Show.